Welcome back to the Conspiracy Outpost. This episode, we're talking about the dark side of Joseph's ass. We have acquired a band of brave souls to embark on this mission to ensure Joseph's ass is, in fact, clean enough to eat. Just kidding. This episode, we are talking about Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon syncing up with the Wizard of Oz, better known as the Dark Side of the Rainbow or the Dark Side of Oz. I am your host, Casey.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jamrock Joe, and this is my heterosexual life mate, Whack'em Tablet Wesley.
You son of a I told you to work on your alliteration.
I got your alliteration down too.
You gonna intro yourself, Matthew? You a piece of shit.
Yeah. No, you. That was a pretty good introduction.
I think you did good.
Fuck. That was beautiful.
Yes. All right, let's get it.
Joe, way to kick it off. Lovely.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I had a whole fucking intro planned that I planned outside, and you just fucking shut that. You just knocked my dick in the dirt.
I have been known to dabble in glory hoggingness, so
I've knocked a couple of dicks in the dirt in my day.
Oh yeah.
I knocked a couple of Richards in the dirt. All right, I'm a fancy man.
Richards.
What was Wesley's name? Whack'em what?
Whack'em Tablet Wesley, because he got that Whack'em tablet for his birthday.
For the animation.
That shit funny. So let's give you a little background on this. So I never heard about this before until Mike brought it up, and like when we were choosing our episodes for this season. And I watched. Well, I didn't watch it all. I was skimming through. I'm not gonna lie, but I did more research on this more than anything because that's what I do. So did everybody else know about this before Mike's suggestion?
Not at all.
Nope, not a single fucking thing about it.
I had heard about this when I was like in grade school.
What about you, Matthew?
I didn't hear shit all about it, honestly. I don't really know too much.
As what I've heard, it's very popular through the stoner crowd than it is anything.
Yeah.
Actually,
so
I mean, I was gonna do. I did want to take shrooms and watch it. I ended up just hitting a vape a couple times and calling that good.
So we attempted the 30 rack approach for it, and it we couldn't get through it because so we were trying to find the keynote thing.
So what they say is, rumor has it, is you have to start the album on the third roar of the MGM lion.
Yeah, and then
I was gonna read all the steps on how to.
Yeah, the video that I
actually
found, because I didn't sync it up myself. The video that I found wasn't actually synced up right. It was off by a little bit.
We ended up watching a 6-video thing of the most the biggest ones of the whatever thing of the sync ups, and some of them were good. Like when the best one, honestly, is when she first opens the door to Oz to me. But
with money.
Yeah. But I think this is I think we should refer to this as this name because they called it the Wizard of Floyd.
The Wizard of Floyd,
and that should be.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, and that should be the name of this podcast. Is the Wizard of Floyd,
because they had Dark Side of the Rainbow.
That's funny. Out of all the links that I was reading about this, I didn't see one thing say the Wizard of Floyd.
Really?
That was the Dark Side of Oz or the Dark Side of the Rainbow.
It was when I fucking searched it up. That was the first thing. It was like commonly known as Dark Side of the Rainbow, or others call it
the Wizard of Floyd. Oh man,
dude! Honestly, like out of all the song sync up parts, my favorites were with "Time with the Clocks." That was just cool to me because I like that song. But no, and I think it's. Hold on, give me a second. Oh yeah, during Great Gig in the Sky during the tornado.
Yeah.
with the yelling and stuff, and the intro, like the melancholy type sound to Great Gig in the Sky just fit perfectly with the the franticness of everybody going to hide from the tornado.
Yeah. And then when she falls in what was it, a pig pen?
Oh yeah, we were laughing at that part. It's like that dude had a heart attack, and when the old lady comes up, because we were fucking dubbing, we were like lip syncing during it, and then the old lady comes like, "What y'all fucking around right now? You farm hands got to be." He's like, "Don't be fucking with this old man. He's about to have a heart attack. Look at him." I actually thought one of the funniest ones was the Lollipop Guild one, where the one guy hops out of the crowd that looks like a mare. And then it was like, you old bitch. And then like the way his lips went, he did this gritting teeth thing that perfectly matched when I said bitch. And he's like, oh, that's an aggressive way to do that and squat your legs like so. But okay, I guess we're going to go into a musical number next.
There's a part that actually had me laughing. It was like when Dorothy was talking to the con artist, the one that plays Oz at the end. Mm-hmm. It's during time. And there's the part, and it sounds like they're mocking him. Like that's what it like. The song sounds like it's mocking the con artist at that part, and it's really funny. I was laughing.
You know what I noticed, because it's like without
I was stoned. So.
Okay, without the sound, it's like listening to like the Pink Floyd album. My brain started wandering because I was trying to look for things, but then like I kept watching things that were saying, yeah, there's a lot of dead air to it, aside from some like similarities and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to fucking make connections here, but then my brain would wander because nothing's going on, and then this is the first time I've ever realized this. Why the fuck did they start her at the fucking spiral of that road when she was way farther than that point? And then why the fuck afterwards did she not cut across to that? And then it's like, okay, they brought in the miniature fucking ponies or miniature horses, whatever the fuck. And then they gave her a ride, but I was like, I don't remember being on that. So how far did they take her? Up the road? And they're like, get the fuck out. And if so, why'd they have to start at the spiral part? We're up to see the fucking wizard.
They get to the edge of town and go, well, this is as far as we can take you. It's like 14 feet.
It's like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know you're a lollipop bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
No,
we're the lollipop.
Just to say something about the movie, because I haven't seen it in a while, but the way that the Scarecrow moves, that's pretty goddamn impressive. I'm watching it at like, I'm almost 30 now, and I'm watching it go, my knees can't do that.
You know what's crazy to me is how they made the face look so realistic as a Scarecrow. I'm just like, because this is what, the 30s? This movie came out?
39.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh shit, because I mean, you could really believe, aside from the dark nose, like I didn't understand why the nose was so dark on it, but
it's supposed to be like a pen, I guess, or something
like a rock, maybe.
But they made it. They made it blend in very well with the face.
I was gonna say, yeah, the Tin Man. I think he got like lead poisoning or some shit.
Yeah. I think the original Tin Man. I think something like that. Yeah.
Well, dude, when you guys were watching it, if you guys remember when the Wicked Witch shows up and then she disappears again, there's that big jet of fire. That wasn't supposed to happen. She was supposed to go away in the red smoke again, but she caught on fire.
Oh shit!
like her clothes, her.
So she pulled a Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial.
her clothes were super flammable, and so like she went up in flames like that. Like there was what the red smoke goes, and then she goes and stands and drops through a trap door. That's how that happened. That's how that effect was. She caught on fire as she went through the trap door.
Damn.
So that big, that's her catching on fire.
That's hella funny.
A little side note off of this conspiracy kind of deal. There is another one where they say there's a in the background of a scene you can see someone being hung in the Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah,
people said
that got debunked or whatever. That got debunked though. They said it was somebody setting up something on stairs or some shit like that.
Well, he didn't set it up very well.
They said it was an ostrich flapping its wings up in the air.
Oh, is that what it was? I
like
thought it was somebody on stairs or some shit.
Supposedly, allegedly.
Yeah.
Really, they got those munchkins were actually they weren't kind to the toll people. They're like, well, we got to string this little motherfucker up.
Well, yeah, because I'd be depressed too. It's like, dude, this is the most demeaning job I've ever fucking had. I need some alcohol. Do we have any like whiskey on set? No, but we have some tall boys. All right, that's it. I'm fucking done. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm a dwarf. Yeah, bring like tall boys in front of me. Call them 24 ounces, you motherfucker.
Yeah, no,
sorry, with your 8 ounce ass. 25. Well, yeah, nowadays I'm talking about in the 30s. I mean, they were probably 22 ounces back then. We gain ounces as we progress.
Are you kidding me? For beer in the 30s?
They were tankards. They gave you a whole fucking.
Oh, wow.
They gave
Never mind. That was illegal in the 30s.
Oh, well,
oh shit! Prohibition. Yeah. Now, if you were going to the right places, like if you're on movie sets, I 100% guarantee that on movie sets they still gave you alcohol and it was a hush hush. There's no fucking way.
Right? If they were coming out with like the hottest,
they
movie.
probably give you Coke.
Yeah, they probably gave you fucking Coke. You're just like
hush hush.
Look, you guys. I'm sorry, we can't give you any alcohol. But we got all this
copious amount of Coke.
Well, then fine. Then I'm gonna retract my prior scenario, and I'm gonna revamp it with this one. Gonna reboot it a little bit. Be like, man, dude, I really need something to kick the edge off. It's like, all right, well, we got some Coke. It's like, fuck yeah, dude, I got a cold right now. Whoo, my sinuses are better. What is that? An 8-ball? It's like, well, technically for you, it's a 4-ball. And it's like, all right, I'm going to kill myself.
It's the Lollipop Guild. It wasn't a guild unless there's some Coke in it. Yeah. Just imagine a bunch of bitches high on shit and just fucking run around.
Dude, you know for a fact the guy that popped out of the sewer dressed like fucking Popeye the Sailor Man was on Coke, because that is demeaning as fuck. If I popped out like that, I'm either gonna say hug or I'm gonna snort some lines and then go hug.
You guys want to hear a fun fact about all the little the munchkins
what's my
that they
line
had?
Again? It's hug.
That Peter Dinklage's great grandfather was in that movie. So you're gonna tell me?
No, I didn't know that.
No, I made that up. So, that was that was a shortest joke. Shortest? You want to call it a shortest?
Damn, you're fucked up.
No,
Peter Dinklage is an amazing actor. I just want to say
his dad was in Willy Wonka's.
Peter Dinklage, let me be your son in a new Game of Thrones movie. Bastard son.
What?
My tits will make up for diversity.
No, after the economy fell in Oz, they actually Willy Wonka actually collected all those munchkins and he took them over to his factory, and then that's how he got his factory going.
And they turned orange with green hair because of the demanding and shitty fucking work environment.
It's because he was making them test experimental food. And he's like, oh shit, we can't give that to the public.
I just assume
you guys are orange or green now.
I just assume that if you treat small people poorly, they turn fucking orange with green hair. Like that's just a sign. Like when you see certain animals turn certain colors when they're depressed and shit like that. I think I've heard that with fish. I think small people actually pertain to the same geological climate.
That's not like that's not hey, I'm just spitting out random words. This is the fizzy lifting drink prototype. You guys are gonna test it out, and it just started coming out of their asses, and they just floated ass up.
You're going. Oh, this is pretty good. What are the side effects? The fizzy lifting drinks actually.
They look like they shit sherbet.
Oh, this is pretty good. It's like, what are the side effects of fizzy lifting drinks? Oh, it turns your skin orange, your hair green. It gives you gas really bad, and gastrosis, and it also causes protruding anuses. Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. We didn't sign up for this.
We didn't sign up for that. Well, too bad. You're gonna have leaking anuses for the rest of your life.
Protruding anuses.
It's in your contract.
You can't do this to us. You can't.
Your butthole looks like those wax.
You can't do this to us. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, let me just see your immigration papers. Oh, wait, you didn't have any of that. You signed these Willy Wonka papers. You ain't gonna forget. You have these Willy Wonky. You have these Willy Wonky you have these really wonky contracts. It's all ridiculous bullshit that keeps doing a bunch of random shit, much like what I did to Charlie at the end of this. Much like I'm going to do to Charlie at the end of this tour. None of it is fucking binding. It's fucking ridiculous. And at the end of the day, you're all illegal immigrants, and I can do as I please with you.
And furthermore, you signed a non-disclosure agreement, so you can't say shit about it.
So clearly, why don't you, the thing. So while you're wasting your time, you can lick these fucking walls.
Sure, but we signed it
on the plus side though.
Contract.
On the plus side though, those
it was signed in candy. I can just fucking eat this shit. Signed in candy. Come on,
Oompa Loompas.
It looks like a kindergarten project. I'm just gonna eat. I'm just gonna eat it.
Oompa Loompas have the deepest voice I've ever seen, so that's something they gained while working for Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. They do. They do. Yeah. It's a different. It's different.
Well, your voice would sound hoarse too if you're sucking Willy Wonka's cock all day.
Okay, Casey. So continue on with your info.
I was just gonna say this is how you're supposed to get the movie going. So you gotta pop in your fucking CD or get on Spotify these days, but you have to listen to the original album. You can't have any extra bullshit in there. And then you start the Wizard of Oz, and then once you get to the point of where the lion roars for the third time, you gotta wait for the black and white lion and then once he roars for the third time, you gotta hit play, and then you gotta turn your TV down and turn your fucking music up so you can hear. But I would like to hear both, so I can hear talking and the music in the background.
So
And then the way that you confirm the album is in sync, according to ehow.com. When you see the credit produced by Marvin. Is it Marvin? Marvin
whatever.
Garden. Leroy. The credit should be fading amid the transition from "Speak to Me" to "Breathe." So that's how you know you're in sync. If you're gonna,
this guy was immortalized. This guy was immortalized. Or a lot of people wanted to do shrooms and listen to Pink Floyd. That's it.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna link the link that Mike sent us in the to
Casey,
the group.
Also,
so I'll link that into the.
That one's not linked up perfect, and then they don't restart the album. They just start playing other Pink Floyd songs at a certain point.
This is something that apparently, depending on what you're listening to it on, that it interrupts. I forget the thing that it fucking said, but it'll make the track kind of delay with multiple audios on it. I forget what.
Pretty much.
I don't know the fucking.
Don't listen to it.
I don't know the audio terms. I don't know the audio terms of it, but when you're trying to watch a movie on your computer and then play the audio, depending on what your
processor's gonna fuck.
So that's what somebody was saying. So some people are like,
well, that's why it says to use a CD and a DVD.
Oh,
so that's why they said to use a CD and a DVD. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. So. They say pop it into your CD player like your boom box, back in the fucking
and I just want to say this, and Matthew and Wesley both know this. We literally used to do the same thing with tracks from Linkin Park with animes, and they would line up. I just want to point that out. Like, would line up,
and you put in Linkin Park in there. Linkin Park's a pretty epic band. And
no, that's literally
if you get into a fight scene or something.
That was before
you just see somebody fighting. You're like, what?
Back in the,
and you just see Rock Lee just standing on the side.
Back in the early days with LimeWire and shit.
This was 2000.
Back in the early days with LimeWire and stuff.
I did not suck that dick.
Yeah, so you would type in a song that you like. You type in AMV, anime music video, and and then it would pop up. If it wasn't porn, it would pop up with that track to an anime fucking thing.
It wasn't.
This was like
a porn or a Trojan horse about to take over my computer. Then
it was a dope ass music video that went perfectly with it. Like when you were a kid and you listen to that shit, you almost thought it was like, oh my god, they made the song for this anime, which was never, whatever. And it was anything that was rock related. Fucking went with a lot of animes really well.
I look back at shit like LimeWire and I was like, I can't believe as kids we were just going in and raw dogging the internet.
I know, raw stripping
with no concern.
And then it was always that ad where it was just like Clinton fucking saying like she did not suck my dick.
It's not,
dude. And then
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah.
She did not suck my dick.
And Matthew, you remember because you, me, Wesley, and several other friends at another friend's house, we used to turn down the TV and we would pop in Dragon Ball Z movies or just watch Cartoon Network, and we would blast CDs to the videos just to see how well they paired up. And we used to do this all the time. We would call it our own homemade AMVs, even though it wasn't always anime we were doing it to. And they match up fucking hella good. Yeah, a lot of it comes to interpretation with that kind of shit.
Just hoping for a good
this is
matchup.
like 2005. Yeah, 2005.
Dude, we were 11. We were like 10, 11, 12 years old when we were doing this shit. And we were never intoxicated. We were just we loved music and we loved cartoons, and we fucking did a lot of dumb shit with it. But we did it, especially if anybody. This is the era of Bio Brawly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What?
Bio Brawly, Dragon Ball Z movie.
DBZ.
We used to watch that movie on repeat. So it's like we could have put any track to that and fucking added it up. Maybe not a whole CD. It doesn't really pertain to that much. I don't know. But my point is that
people do it.
It's up to interpretation with a lot of fucking shit. But I'm not taking away from there are some crucial scenes in Wizard of Oz that actually add up like crazy.
There's actually the heartbeat at the beginning of that one. Fuck, what song was it? The heartbeat at the beginning of one of the songs lines up with the Tin Man said he didn't give me a heart.
Yeah, that was another good one. I was like, okay, that's cool. Ironic.
I like that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it an error though? Like Tin Man, it wasn't a hard. Everyone was saying
and then
heart,
like,
but he meant hard on.
And then like at the beginning, when Dorothy's singing over the rainbow. In the Pink Floyd song, there's like sounds of like planes flying, and she's like staring up at the sky as she's singing. You know? I don't know. That part was cool. There's quite a few parts. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool.
But
awesome.
in a lot of the sorry, okay, so we'll just continue with what you're saying.
I was gonna say in 1995, the Fort Wayne Journal Gazette published an article by Charles Savage suggesting that readers watch the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz while listening to the 1973 Pink Floyd album Dark Side of the Moon. And he said that he got the idea that was first shared on a Pink Floyd news group.
And this guy
forum kind of deal back in the day.
This guy also claimed other sources that were inaccurate too. Somebody was talking about different sources that didn't fucking. He was naming people just to try to give a fucking. He was naming different sources to try to make his thing seem like it was legit. I'm pretty sure that's the guy, the first guy to announce it that was known. One of the members of Pink Floyd, he was on Joe Rogan, and we were watching this. He said, no, it's complete whatever. And it's like, no. And it's like, and we've denied the whatever. He's like and he said his favorite thing was, I forget which member it was, but he said his favorite story was a cop pulled over a fucking tour.
Roger Waters.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He pulled over a tour, that a cop pulled over a tour bus, a bunch of weed smoke. He's coughing, going through the fucking trailer. And then there's a fucking, compartment to get into another room, and there's Willie Nelson fucking smoking, blasting Pink Floyd and watching Wizard of Oz. And he's like, I know it's not true, but it's like it's my favorite story from it. And then Joe Rogan's like,
he didn't say he wasn't true. He said there's no
actual,
there's no proof.
Yeah, there's no whatever. And then Joe Rogan was like, I don't even want to know if it's true or not, because that's an amazing story. I want it to be true. But it's like, this falls down like a weird category of fucking urban legend to just like, we watched several things where they were playing the album to other movies, and there's more similarities in these other movies than there are fucking Wizard of Oz. But they say that because how vague Wizard of Oz is, you can interpret things so many different ways in that movie. And they said you can do that in any fucking, mainly old movies. You can do that in a lot of old movies. And actually, one thing was,
So
Matthew, your favorite, Sound of Music. They say that's the original theory, is from Sound of Music playing that album in that movie.
That's what the drummer
amazing.
says.
Yeah, that's what you can add. Yeah, that originally.
I believe the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Manson. Yeah, so since we're bringing up the members of the group,
this is coming from experience. We used to do this with videos all the time, not whole albums, but songs we liked to random fight scenes or random scenes in fucking shows that we like, and it adds up fucking perfectly.
Just imagine if you
and that's 5 minutes of a fucking, not even 5 minutes of a fucking song.
It's like, I'm gonna put on videos of slow-mo sad pets. I'm gonna play the whole Sarah McLachlan album. See how many times it matches up.
and then we were watching videos where people try to take scientific approaches to it, and they say, again, most people watch this high, so we're not doing it that way. But when you watch it high, it has a different whatever.
Yeah, technically.
But I wanted to say this flat out, that I was high one time and I looked at a fucking slab of ham like there was more to it than what it actually was.
Look at that fucking sweaty meat staring me down over there.
But that being said, like most people were saying you get the most value out of fucking out of Wizard of Oz because how big the story is. You can interpret
there's so much vibrant.
Yeah, there's so many
and stuff.
And you get this.
Like I really wanted to do it on Shroom.
That's what, and
I probably still will. I probably will at some point.
Get the best. You'd probably get the most out of it if you did. But the vagueness, like not the vagueness of it, but I mean the feel good you get from it. Literally, when you open up the movie Wizard of Oz, you get
that like
you get that fucking long
or whatever,
or at least the video you sent us, it said the thing, it was like people use this movie like it's a feel good like whatever thing like the movie is, and that album, like you could literally relax and listen to that album and you'd be fucking calm mind. I kept relaxing
today I watched it on my computer instead of my TV, and I put in my my monitors that I use for music because they sound extremely good. And so I was listening with that, and I kept forgetting to actually watch the movie because I was just like vibing out to the music hella. But like I love Pink Floyd, so
so the guitarist David Gilmour, he dismissed. Oh no, you're good. He dismissed it and said it was just a product of somebody having too much time on their hands. But and then also the audio engineer from Dark Side of the Moon, Alan Parsons, he denied any connection, saying the band had no means of playing videotapes in the studio at the time of the recording. And then also at a future date, he said he tried it for the first time 2 years ago. Well, I don't know how long ago this was written, so he tried it, after that, and then a couple years ago, his fiance's kid had a copy of the video, and he thought he would see what it was all about, and he was disappointed. He said, and he tried to play the record with the TV turned down, and he said, if you do anything like that, you'll find things that will fit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I was about it. There was a lot of parts where I was like, it lined up really good. I was like, oh, this is cool. But there's also a lot of parts where it's like, this doesn't line up at all, and it's distracting.
Mm-hmm.
The phenomenon is a result of the mind's tendency to find patterns by disregarding data that does not fit. So basically, your mind will find things that will fit if you're trying to. If that's what you're like, your brain will just find a pattern to do it. It's like I said this before. It's like when you're sitting at a light, like you're in the turn lane, and the blinkers are all on, and everybody's blinkers are out of sync, but you're sitting there for a minute. And then everybody's blinkers will line up besides a Mustang's blinker because they got that gay ass 3 fucking blink shit.
I will say this: if I'm gonna do some drugs and listen to Pink Floyd and watch something, I'm just gonna watch The Wall because I like that album better, and the fucking visuals in that are fucking cool as hell.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to knock doing this because honestly, if you were on shrooms or just like really high, that's probably like a good fucking. A good mix. That's two really feel good kind of things. Yeah, even with that album, because there are those creepy fucking things in it, like the eerie kind of shit. it still feels good. Like it's not. We were watching that, and they keep referring to it as eerie, but it's like it's not really that eerie. Watching the two mixed together, it kind of you get that feeling like, hey, like kind of thing, and it's just like, oh wow, and it's like it almost feels like it's just trying to narrate what's going on with the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was also a film critic, Richard Roper, I think is how you say his last name. He published an assessment about it, and he
It's Raper.
No, it's Roeper. Roper.
Oh, Ropist. Yeah. He's a ropist.
But he concluded that people may have had the resources and the technical abilities to produce an alternative film soundtrack, but he said undergoing such an endeavor would have been impractical and basically a waste of time. So he says that that's just his assessment, though. I just wanted to.
And it's a way.
But I can get into
it's a waste of time for someone to lie and say it's not a concept of a movie or whatever when it is, because why? What are you hiding? Like, why would you just lie? They all kept saying it's like it's not, whatever. But I mean, leave things up to interpretation. Like we were watching a video earlier and they're saying it's like that's very whatever of them, like honest of them, because they could have lied and said, yeah, that's exactly what we did. See how complex and how articulate we are, and we do all these things. It's like we did this whole thing over that. No, they said it's like, no, it's not, honestly. And they could have easily said, yeah, dude, you found the hidden meaning behind it. Look how fucking complex we are.
Seems like something Pink Floyd would do too. Like
so I have a list of like every song in order and every like correlation that it lines up to in the fucking movie, like music, like the soundtrack and the movie. It lines up. So I have them split up by songs, and it does it 3 times. Like you have to listen to the album 3 times for the movie. Well, not the whole album 3 times, just part of it. But
the album's only like 40 minutes long.
Yeah, and the album is actually according the album is, so Mike said 40 minutes long, and it's an hour short of the film. So you gotta listen to it a couple times.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, basically
we watched.
And so
never mind.
Go ahead.
I'll just say it later.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say we watched this video. So we watched this guy, their channel, No Nerds Allowed, and they
shout out.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. Actually, really cool. They broke down the fucking movie with points, doing the math of the points depending on how long the movie was,
and how scenes line up. They did this whole. They had this whole algorithm,
mathematics thing
to figure out how it best played out to a movie, and so they did it with other movies.
Yeah, so there was some that lined up more with the album runtime, and some that were really crazy. They did it with The Godfather. By the way, it got the worst score because
it got a 0.4.
But one made me bust out fucking laughing when the woman dies in the fucking car when the car's rigged to explode. They had one of the songs it was playing. I don't know the songs because I'm not really familiar with Pink Floyd.
Was it the one with all the yelling? With the like jazz.
I'm not entirely sure, but I was laughing way too fucking hard because it fit the fucking it fit the scene so fucking well.
I have a feeling it's probably a Great Gig in the Sky.
Yeah, and my favorite part that lined up with Wizard of Oz was Money. As soon as they fucking opened the door, I was cool. Like, "Yeah, that's fucking."
Out of because we watched the main point ones, and that one lined up very well. Like that one was very well, and then the same thing, like you were saying with the Tin Man, that one was very
the heart part. Yeah, that was good.
So you guys ready to dive deep into these things?
Sure.
I don't know if you have a conspiracy that actually pertains to one of our old podcast episodes.
What?
There's something in this that pertains. Okay, so if you watch, okay, so there was like a conspiracy that what is it? The director of The Shining, or was it somebody from
Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah. So there was a whatever that he was in. Wait, was it him? I don't know. There was a whole fucking thing that was involved with the moon landing.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, with how it was fake. So so if you listen,
Disney.
so the guy, wait, what did he say?
No, he just said Disney. I was like, what?
So one of the videos we were watching was saying that because he watched The Shining with the
and that one got the best score.
Yeah, if you watch The Shining while listening to the CD,
right? They play while you play it forwards and backwards at the same time.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, so
all the murders line up and all this shit, and
yeah. So when the kid rolls by and he sees the room 237, because it's 237, whatever's to the moon. To the moon. Oh my god, dude! Can't think. 237, whatever it was. But if you listen to the Pink Floyd CD, right when the kid looks at the room number 237, it goes. I don't know what song it is, but it goes moon, like the moon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what song that is, but whatever song that is,
I gotta watch this.
Yeah, if you watch The Shining with
that was the best one
with the Dark Side of the Moon. Like whatever, like lined up. So yeah, you listen to the fucking Dark Side of the Moon track while watching The Shining. Right when the kid's rolling his bike through the fucking motel and he looks at the room number 237, it says moon, like the lyric whatever thing.
Might be incorrect. I can't remember the number.
Yeah,
but it does. But it is ironic.
But it's the exact whatever from the moon to Earth, and they're saying like the fake moon landing thing, but it's 237 something whatever from the moon. Can't remember the shit. We didn't take notes. We just watched videos. They're just saying it's fucking crazy. And it does seem crazy, but I mean, it's just pertaining to the fake moon landing thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like super coincidental, whatever. I mean, the guy who was talking about it was skeptical too, but it's like, you want to talk about like actual conspiracies, line that movie up, line The Shining up with that album, and it'll say, yeah, right, whatever, because it's like, that's the biggest coincidence out of all those things, that number.
While like cross imaging it over playing it backwards. Like one playing backwards and one playing forwards.
We really should have took notes on that part because it was a very specific fucking thing.
He even cut his own video and was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, the dude cut his own video to announce that, because he's like, something we didn't bring up during the video or during the recording was that fucking thing, because he thought it was crazy.
At the same time, it's fire.
But yeah, I don't know. It's cool because it, like, you know, we did the whole faking the moon landing thing before. That's something that could have been in that episode. Why don't you go ahead, Matthew? Why don't you go ahead and tell us your favorite parts about The Wizard of Oz? And I pray to God it's the fucking Scarecrow song with the matches.
He was supposed to. It was supposed to be a love interest between Scarecrow and Dorothy, but it just never happened.
And
because she was into bestiality, she wanted to fuck that lion.
He would fight a whole match full for a chance of some brain. Like, he was trying to get that head.
He wanted head. He's trying to get that sloppy toppy.
She said it.
So if you guys want me to go deep into
go ahead. I'm sorry.
All the correlations from the album into the Oh no, you're good.
Just trying to make the connection between the moon landing and the fucking album. It was very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and the way that
the alleged moon landing.
Yeah, the way that he articulated the fucking whole situation was kind of mind blowing, because it was like, you want to talk about like fucking putting a soundtrack to a fucking movie that was very specific.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it was really good. But me and Wesley
like,
have been
how much of this movie did they? How much of this sync up did they show in that video you were doing?
Oh, they did little spots. Anything that was legal. to show us the fucking parts.
Yeah, and they pinpointed where like the coincidences happened, basically.
Yeah, they would show us parts, but they would cut the clips and do stuff because, like legally, it's copyright, whatever, if you use whatever. So they did the stuff and they showed the kid fucking looking at the door, and then he said what it says during it, but he couldn't actually whatever because I think he ran out of what he could use, because throughout all the fucking movies they were doing, they would use both audios over it. So it was kind of clashing. But if you kind of just ignored one audio and listened to the music, you can hear it. They didn't do it with that one. And I think it's because, well, they realized it later, but also they might have ran their fucking time with being able to use samples from movies. I don't know how that works exactly.
9 minutes, 59 seconds. Or no, not
Matthew,
9 seconds, 59 milliseconds.
There he is, dog. But yeah, no, it was very interesting hearing the guy talk about it.
All right, Casey, let's hear it.
Yeah, Matt, if you're like hella tired, you can go. You can go to bed.
You can go sleep, man. We're not gonna force you to stay on if you're tired.
Yes.
Matthew's like, no, dude, I love the Wizard of Oz. I'm gonna fucking talk mad shit.
I do love the Wizard of
Not
Oz.
mad shit, but
I do love Wizard of Oz.
It's because you still have the same ruby red slippers as she does, don't you?
I do. I was very jealous.
She has the rest to get up to.
Yeah, Pa dresses you up like Dorothy.
All right, come on, let's do this.
So during the songs Speak to Me and Breathe, in the music it says, don't be afraid to care, leave but don't leave me. And then in the movie, Dorothy shares Miss Gulch's threats against Toto to Auntie M, who is sidetracked by tending to the chickens and a broken incubator. And then Dorothy, and then she snaps at Dorothy, saying that she's busy. And then so that's one example on that one. But the same song, it's in the song it says, "Look around and choose your own ground." And then Dorothy searches the farmyard for someone else to talk to and settles on the farmhands. And then in the song it says, "Long you live and high you fly, but only if you ride the tide and balance on the biggest wave you race towards an early grave." And that's when Dorothy is talking to Zeke and walking on the fence rail between two pig pens, where she loses her balance and tumbles into the
virginity.
Yeah, then she loses her virginity by the pig.
The pig fucking get at it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was always been a pig pen.
And so the next song,
they think
on
I'm
the
a
run. And that's how the pig people started in Feast of Famine. Now,
woo! Woo!
on the song "On the Run," in the album, it makes an abrupt change to a frenzied "On the Run" introduction. And then in the movie, Zeke races to the pig pen, rescues Dorothy, and once they're safely outside, he sits down, wipes his brows, and clutches his chest as he recovers from his fright. Auntie M arrives with I don't know how to say this, rollers, scolds Dorothy and the farmhand and sets them and herself on the run to get the chores done. And then the music continues, and you can hear a woman announcing flights at the airport. And then Dorothy frets about Toto's fate and fantasizes about running away to a place where you can't get to by boat or train, which leads to her to sing over the rainbow.
Gilligan's Island.
And then once the sound of the airplane is flying overhead and crashing at the very end of On the Run, Dorothy sings about how bluebirds fly and how bluebirds fly and birds fly over the rainbow. And that's kind of like what Mike was talking about earlier when he said when the airplane sounds and she's looking up.
Yeah.
So this next one's going to be quite extensive. It's the next song on the album.
Anyway, in this video we watched, this dude had the algorithm for a point scoring system of how well fucking the album worked with different movies, and the best movie that it came out to Well, besides The Shining, second highest score was Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Oh, the second one?
Yeah, it wasn't even the first one.
The second one?
So there's a
I have watched it. It didn't deserve a second one.
There's a podcast that it's called I forget what it's called, but it's something Blart's in the name of it. And so annually they watch Paul Blart. So they do it every year and they fucking talk about it. And their third year, one of the people surprised them with watching it with that Pink Floyd album. And dude, this other guy watched it because he was like, oh, because apparently it's hella good. Dude's mom dies in one of the fucking scenes getting hit by the car. And one of the opening song, and it's fucking hilarious and it matches so fucking well. Also, the Money song matches well with him fucking tasing a fucking guy and dropping him. The shit's hell fucking
what's crazy?
funny. Avengers did a really good too, which I thought it wasn't going to. I thought Godfather would have over it, but Godfather's such a long movie, it makes sense. It didn't add up right. The Avengers thing was hella funny. Like we were laughing, but it matched hella good because it's when Scarlet Witch. I forget what song. I don't know what.
Oh
song
no, it was some like somber song, and then it's like Thanos throwing Gamora off the cliff.
Oh yeah, that one. It was hella funny, and the song added up so well. But you want to laugh your ass off because he's dragging Gamora off the fucking cliff, and it's fucking hilarious. The song is sad, but it's like the song isn't in the actual fucking movie,
so it makes it hilarious.
But it was so fucking funny. But that, and then Scarlet Witch killing Vision. But then the most epic part, and then Chris Evans, Captain America getting socked up by Thanos, and then but the most epic part, actually, we both didn't laugh at, was when she blasts Thanos at the same time she's trying to fucking kill Vision, and the score just goes perfect with it. It's actually the most epic fucking.
So you guys watched these full movies?
No, we don't watch the full movies. We watched the guys. We watched the guy who rated the movies on the most important fucking key things.
Key moments. He basically highlighted.
Key moments, and then he showed the scenes. He showed the scenes with the music playing with the scene.
Basically,
he shows you the epic scenes. The only one he didn't was the fucking moon landing one. But it's No Nerds Allowed. The guy did like scientific fucking they call it like scientific breakdown, whatever, but it was just he did the math with whatever, and depending on he would score points for each scene that added up with the movie while he was playing it from the start, as you would for Wizard of Oz. Like after whatever, when the movie finally, like when it actually starts, and then he would do the math between that and the runtime of the movie, and that's the points they would score.
Yeah, I don't know if it was as.
And he referred to it as Floyd something because Pink Floyd, it was like Floyd volumes or something.
The Floyd algorithm.
The Floyd algorithm or something.
Like
so it was
points.
Yeah. So he would actually divide the time between the movie time or whatever the fuck. The math shit, and he said although there was whatever, he said that his measurements were still unfair given the fact that there are certain like key points that he can that he saw it unfair with his point system, like connections between fucking certain things,
depending on where he started it and shit.
Yeah,
and
so
like
he said
not every movie has the third lion roar. So
yeah, so he said given the fact like when he started there was a lot of fucking whatever, but then there was that depending on how you're viewing the music while watching it, and then there was actually he didn't do the whole people's own take of whatever how they interpreted things. The only thing that whatever, so he said, so he could redo it, putting more of that stuff in, but he said the point system was unfair to like a whatever fucking whatever take to it. I can't think of the word right now, but that he should make a better point system because he realized after all the hours he spent watching these movies, listening to that soundtrack like fucking crazy for like over 8 hours.
He did it for Shrek.
Oh yeah, he did do it for fucking Shrek, and Shrek didn't pair too well.
Respectively,
but it was so it was so hilarious because the opening song with him busting out of his fucking outhouse was so fucking hilarious, and it matched up perfectly. Oh my god, dude, I was crying laughing when he fucking busts out.
That shit was hilarious.
But he didn't use personal interpretations with things. He just did what the music, how it added up. Like when you watch a any movie.
The music with the Shrek one, the music spell on time, the blah, when he yells, that was pretty cool. Yes. I think that's what he used to possibly fucking link that up.
Dude, and so he basically did the whatever of adding up it syncing up perfectly between like the movie and the audio. So there wasn't like as much, he didn't really give points to the feeling of things and everything else or what you can interpret it to. But the shit was so fucking hilarious watching that shit add up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now on the Shrek.
Are you watching a No Nerds Allowed one?
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, just
that is such
scrolling through it, and
such a great fucking
all
video.
the yelling during the fucking the torture scene for the gingerbread man.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. Oh my god, yeah, the Lord Farquaad. Yeah. When he's busting into the place to torture the gingerbread man, like it adds up so fucking well. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, we never heard of this guy before, and now I think we're gonna be frequent visitors of this guy's fucking YouTube page because this guy does good shit.
I guess so. He's making algorithms for it and shit.
At the end of his video, he did say it's still the best watch is still The Wizard of Oz with that thing. He was just trying to do a scientific fucking view of it. Comparison. But still the best watch is still Wizard of Oz. But it's anything with that kind of vague kind of outlook on it.
Because every movie is going to make me climax.
Regardless.
The movie's going to climax.
Regardless, I always set things up perfectly within the last 11 to 15 minutes of the movie. I bust a nut because that's the only way I can enjoy an ending to a movie now. But...
So, Casey, what do you got? Let's hear it.
Sorry, we're fucking... It's like, fuck you guys. You guys keep jumping.
So, no. Well, you guys just keep talking about the same shit you already talked about in the beginning of the podcast. But anyway, so the next song, Time, in the album, there's a ticking clock that begins and an alarm bell rings, and then in the movie, in Time with the alarm bell, we see Mitch Goltz bicycling down the farm, suggesting it's time's up for Toto, and the bell continues to ring as Miss Goltz pedals up to the farmhouse, and the clock chimes and fades as she hops off her bike. And then in the album, an almost door-like ding-dong chimes, and then Uncle Henry opens the door to the gate to let Miss Goltz in, and then in perfect time with the doorbell chime, like at the same time, like as he opens up the door, the chimes in the fucking album. Hold on, let me.
You guys want to hear something interesting on that song Time? That do da do da do da do da do da do da. That's muted bass strings. That's all it is.
Oh.
You guys just muting his bass strings and. Da, do, da.
That's pretty fancy. Damn.
It sounds like a drum. I always thought it was like a muffled drum for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then I watched a video, I think like last month or something, and it's just bass.
That's dope.
So, I think continuing on the same song, the ticking and chiming introduces the ticking and chiming introduction fades into an ominous opening tones of the songs, where fuck, I can't fucking talk right now. Percussive emphasis And then in the movie, Dorothy with Toto in her arms, pleading with Auntie M and Uncle Henry for a stay of execution that will spare Toto. Miss Gulch insists that she proceeds and orders produces an order that allows her to take Toto away. Dorothy tries to protect Toto, but Uncle Henry puts the dog into Miss Gulch's basket. And then in the music, they kick it around piece
SPCA
of a ground. What?
Dog pound.
So
Mash up the Sarah McLachlan's Arms of the Angel. It works.
Oops.
Did you charge this break?
Continue on.
On?
Yeah.
No, I dropped my. I was scratching my foot. My slippers fell off, and it hit my heater, and my heater's already on the sauce leg.
Matched up the Sarah McLachlan's The Arms of the Angel when he's putting her dog in a bag, and it matches.
In all seriousness, though, I would love to see that hurricane scene with the Arms of the Angel song going.
Yeah, because it's already black and white. It's before, so it's already perfect. The setting is perfect.
I just want to say this too. Actually, when they keep saying it's like, but look at the album cover, it goes from black to colored, just like the Wizard of Oz does. No, it doesn't. The Wizard of Oz starts in a sepia color, and then it goes into a rainbow. It's not black and white. It's sepia. It is not the same thing. I don't know why people keep comparing that. It's like, are you guys colorblind? That's that cowboy color. All right, Casey.
Like the original was like that, or was that the
remastered?
A remake that was.
Oh, I don't fucking know. All right, Casey. Sorry. Continue on.
Oh no, you're good. I'm just gonna hop around between each song. I'm not gonna go through each analysis.
He's playing checkers.
We're not here for fucking 20 hours listening to me talk about the same shit over and over. So I'm gonna go through so we're gonna skip ahead to the Great Gig in the Sky.
Giggity.
The guitar cues up following a piano introduction. In the movie, we see a twister in the background. And then the spoken line, I am not frightened of dying. Anytime will do. Oh, no, this isn't the song. Sorry. I am not frightened of dying. Anytime will do. I don't mind. Why should I be frightened of dying? There's no reason for it. You've got some time. And then in the movie, a twister is getting closer to the farmlands. Getting closer to the farm, and the farmhands let the horses loose, and NTM searches for Dorothy, and Dorothy struggles to get home.
I really like that sync up on that song. That one works out pretty nicely.
I mean, all these songs, like, I have a fat list of every like little quinky dinky in between all these songs, but I'm just gonna do the top ones for each one because.
Oh, you know what?
That way I'm not just boring you guys.
I take back what I was saying before. My favorite actual sync up was in the field where she's going to sleep. The one about not dying. Or about dying. I seen the clip on YouTube about something about dying. I don't know. Because I don't know Pink Floyd that well, but it was something about dying. It's when Dorothy's falling asleep in the meadow of flowers.
Oh, was it on that video that I sent, or was it a different?
I watched a different video because I couldn't. A lot of the stuff wasn't syncing up right, except for the key points, like the hurricane thing was really well done. But then after Wesley was looking into it, there was there's actual key points. There's a lot of dead air to it, but there's certain key points that whatever. So we just watched those. But her passing out.
Yeah, there's a playlist of those.
Yeah, and that's what we ended up watching was a playlist of those. And actually, it went very well, very well. So I mean, that between that and then the Tin Man with the heartbeats are actually my top.
Yeah, that was cool.
But so who did we talk about? The guy who actually did it, whoever it was. Like, that motherfucker must have watched the whole fucking movie and was just like, oh no, fuck. I started on the second lion's roar. It's like, no, it's supposed to be on the third. It's like, one day people will know that this movie lines up with the whole album, I swear.
Practice makes perfect.
So in the song "Money," there's an opening cash register tone in the of "Money." Well, you hear the cash register open in the intro to "Money Begins," and then Dorothy. Sorry, not Dory. Dorothy moves. Dorothy opens up the farmhouse door to reveal a Munchkin land in living color, and the bass line kicks in as Dorothy starts to walk off her porch, and the camera pans to the scenery, showing off an exotic plants and reflecting pool of houses.
At what part, because during the song "Money," when they were showing the ruby slippers, whose verse was it? Was it Busy Bones or was it Twista's?
Probably Twista.
No, that shit was dope. That was definitely the best one though.
That was a really good one too.
Yeah.
I guess they're all kind of really good. Like out of the key ones. My biggest issue was the dead air between it.
Well, I have like 13 pages of key notes, but I'm just gonna throw out
pages?
one of each because I'm not gonna go through.
Yes. That's more than you did for the Colts,
Yeah.
you piece of shit. I'm just kidding.
So the song "Us and Them,"
that song that Joe was talking about in the poppy fields, that was it was the second time that Time is played.
Oh, okay.
That's near the end of the song though.
Yeah, and that one paired really well. Actually, that was the one I really
well, I
enjoyed
have it broken up like the first set, the second set, and the third set. So yeah. So
how many times did the album play? Like a time and a half, a time and 1/4?
Like 2.5.
2.5.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't get a clear answer, so
yeah.
Yeah. So the song "Us and Them," there's a musical introduction as the guitar solo leads in, and then in the movie, the coroner provides a death certificate declaring that the Wicked Witch is most sincerely dead. So that's a correlation for that. And then there's a song called "Any Color You Like." It's the music. It's all an instrumental, and then in the movie, at the start of the song, Dorothy waves goodbye to the Munchkins and makes her way down the yellow brick road. In perfect time with the music, she comes upon the Scarecrow hung up in a field, and they talk, and she introduces herself, and then helps him down.
And then that's when the song plays, "Here I am, rocking like a hurricane." I was just playing. Continue.
And then no, you're good. In the song "Brain Damage," the lunatic is in the album. It says the lunatic is on the grass, remembering the games and daisy chains, and laughs got to keep them loonies on the path. And then in the movie, the Scarecrow is singing and dancing in the time with the lyrics, "Keeping the loonies on the path" is shown dancing down the yellow brick road. Plus, excuse me, the guy keeps listening. All he can do, if only he had a brain, is featured in the song called "Brain Damage." So he's basically just saying that shit. And then in the song "Eclipse," number 12 on the album, he says in the album it says, "All you can create, all you can destroy, all that you do, all that you say, all that you eat, and everyone you meet." And then in the movie, Dorothy and the Scarecrow.
Was it a scarecrow?
It's not French.
I'm just
no. That's French. It's French for scarecrow.
No, it's actually
Dorothy and the Scarecrow. Fuck! I said it again. Dorothy and the Scarecrow oil up the rusted Tin Man, who finally can speak and meet Dorothy and
They
the
definitely
Scarecrow.
fucked.
That's actually if you're in
Wasn't the
if you're
original
in
thing? Wasn't the original thing? The original creator of the Wizard of Oz was trying to make the Scarecrow fuck Dorothy. Pretty sure.
yeah, you try to give him that straw dick.
Okay.
I was gonna say, so that's the end of the first album. I mean, there's more things in like throughout there, and I can send them all to you guys if you guys want to read it for yourselves. But so this when you go through the second time, and it starts on "Speak to Me, Breathe Again." The music instrumental thumping of the percussion. It resembles a heartbeat, and then the Tin Man says, "If I only had a heart," to Dorothy,
Thump.
and the Scarecrow tell him that he'd be tender and gentle. And the movie's lyric of the beat, "How sweet in time," with the drum rhythm of the album's track.
Oh.
And then we go to the second song, "On the Run." In the album, a female voice at the airport announces departures, and then in the movie, an intrepid trio announces that they're off to see the wizard and launches into the movie soundtrack. That's basically synced up to the same rhythm and shit for that one. And then we go to the next song on the album. An alarm clock rings, and Dorothy tells the lion that he's a coward, and the lion admits that he's a coward and sometimes even scares himself. And I would too, with a face that looked like that motherfucker looked like
The motherfucker looked like Anthony.
I don't even know how to explain it.
Todd.
No, I remember now. He looks like the cookies that you'd see on Teletubbies, that they would eat those smile face cookies. That's what the fucking lion reminds me of. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I don't know if you guys
always
remember.
look good on Teletubbies.
I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for
the
it.
thing that always looked good on Teletubbies was that weird pink soft serve they'd eat. That shit always made me hungry as fuck.
That was mechanically separated chicken.
Yeah, that is actually the pre-goo of chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Nuggets.
They told the Teletubbies, like, you're not gonna eat it. We're gonna make it the McNuggets later.
I'm a goo man.
Actually, and you know what?
So the song break.
Oh, sorry. No, you can go ahead. This will come later. Actually, it plays into later in the movie.
So will he.
Okay. So the Great Gig in the Sky, the music is obviously it's an instrumental for this part, and the Wicked Witch hops on her broom and laps through her castle, and then heads off to the Emerald City, trying to intercept the travelers. And at the end of the track, she settles for threatening Dorothy by skywriting, "Surrender, Dorothy," with her broomstick.
Yeah, she was really good at
dramatic
Quidditch.
ass bitch.
Yeah, and
like she could have just been like, "Surrender her," yelled down. No, she has to write in the goddamn sky.
I actually really enjoyed the way they ended the original movie. It ended there. She lubed up the broomstick and shoved it up Dorothy's ass, and then she was like, "There's no place like home." Then she woke up and do a what I referred to as a Wizard of Oz kitchen, similar to a soup kitchen, except for you dreamed you're doing all this wizard shit, but you're really jerking off all the farm hands that were there. That you were like, and you were the Scarecrow, and you were the Tin Man, and you were the lion.
My God!
All right, we can continue now.
And then in the song "Money," you hear a cash register.
Money.
You know, obviously, as we talked about before. But in the movie, the travelers are talking about all the things they're going to be able to do when the wizard helps them. So that just correlates together with that. And then in the song "Any Color You Like," instrumentals playing. And then the flying monkeys back at the castle appear to throw spears perfectly in time with the music. As the wailing guitar solo... as the guitar solo goes on, Dorothy starts to cry, and throughout the course of the song, we see many changing colors: red sand in the hourglass, purple crystal ball, and that changes the colors to sepia, however you say it.
Sepia.
And it shows Auntie M and hunting Dorothy, like looking for her, and then the red, green, and purple again. So that's just any color you like. That's why it correlates together, because it's
Can I
changing fucking bunch of different colors.
Can we just take a pause here real quick and then just to talk about the fact that all the Wizard of Oz is a southern incestual version of Alice in the Wonderland. And that's fine. We'll just keep it going. Okay. I just wanted everybody to reflect on that. All right, continue.
So the next song, Brain Damage, in this in the album says you got to keep the loonies on the path. And then in the movie, the witches' soldiers are marching up the path to the gate to the witches' great hall. And then the next song, this is the third time through. So this is like after you listen to it, the album for the third time, it goes back to Speak to Me, Breathe. There's the heartbeat, percussion tempo that is going on in the album.
Don't say my brother's
the witch
name.
sets the scarecrow on fire, and then Dorothy grabs a pail of water to set out the fire, and the water hits the witch and then kills her. And then on the next song, On the Run, there's a plane flying overhead making a crashing noise, and the wizard explains how his hot air balloon failed to return to the fair and that's how he wound up in Oz. And then the next song, Time.
In case you missed one,
the alarm clock goes off yet again.
You actually missed one.
Well, I'm just doing the.
Oh, I was just saying when they actually find out that
the
the wizard wasn't an actual wizard, he was a man. It played "It Wasn't Me" by Shaggy, and that was. And then they continue. Okay, yeah. Sorry, you missed that one. That was a very important one. Go on.
Well, I gotta find my spot real quick. Give me one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with some actual factuals.
Yeah, so the song Time, what's it called? The alarm clock goes off again, and all the citizens of Emerald City throw their hands up into the air and celebrate the pending balloon launch. And then the Great Gig in the Sky, there's a vocal solo in the song, and then as the solo picks up, upstream, Dorothy promises she'll never leave home again, and that's when we see the end on the screen. So, yeah. I mean, there was more.
Those are all really fucking awesome.
There's more for each song, and Mike, I'll send them to you if you actually want. I could just add you into my my note list so that you can read them. So, okay. Yeah, there's a fuck ton. Like, well, each one of those songs each have probably 4 to 5 fucking things each. So besides that last one, only one. So, but anyway, this one song has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. The one that I was gonna divulge on has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fucking things just for that one song. So, I mean, there's a fuck ton of shit. You can go deep into this thing if you really wanted to. It'd be cool to read this
over the rainbow,
and then shroom out and then watch it. That'd be fucking amazing. And even just have the notes up on screen, so while you're watching it, you can look and be
oh my, a little cheat sheet,
yeah.
Please.
And that's basically what I was just reading. Because I didn't take those notes personally, I took those from somebody else. Yeah. So somebody else went through the analysis to do all this shit. So I thought it was pretty cool. But
it's cool.
Go ahead, Mark.
Sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. You go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Oh no, you can say what you're gonna say, because I was gonna say what some extra.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's there's a lot of cool shit. There's a lot of cool shit if you left it up to interpretation, but it's there's not a whole lot of things backing up other than it's this is how it is, whatever. And then a band's no, we just wrote the songs, whatever. It's no bullshit. No, you didn't. You have some hidden agenda behind it. It's hidden agenda to have you groove out to our song and the Wizard of Oz. I don't think so. Probably get more. We'd probably get more money if we told you, it's a concept album, and if you buy Wizard of Oz or you stream it, then you can fucking whatever.
I think Wizard of Oz was like a passive D&D campaign.
Yeah, dude, it was a D&D campaign for sure.
I don't know about passive though. She murked 2 witches in that.
This is a long time
the
coming,
only
guys.
people they had to kill.
We were
She rolled
D&D. If we were the D&D campaign,
that's what happened. They're
Well, I
like,
bet-
okay, you landed in Munchkin Land. There's an evil witch. What do you do? Well, I step on my house. Does it fall on her?
Gosh.
well,
Go for it.
first of all, I walk out the door. You're meted by a giant weird purple bubble. It pops. This bitch comes out. You don't know who she is. Does she look good? Yeah, she actually looks like the woman from Scrubs and the woman from Knocked Up, the prostitute. Oh yeah, that sounds lovely. I approach her. She tells you that you've knocked over her dead fucking sister. You see ruby slippers. Do I proceed to put them on?
You've acquired the skill to not be
I lose the
colorblind
body.
anymore.
You acquired these. Do I get any AC bonuses for the slippers? No, they're not. But you feel as though that they pertain to the story later on. It's a foreshadowing of what's to come. Okay, I put them on. Okay, don't ask anything about the sparkly kicks until you fucking reach the end of the fucking thing. No, but okay, let's talk about this. This is the real thing. Out of all the Wizards of Oz characters, which one do you think each Fall of Medinvard main character is in the
First of all, they're all bard class. Everyone's a bard.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Daigle's the fucking scarecrow.
Hey,
Edgar's a cowardly lion.
Fuck you. Edgar's not a cowardly lion. You bitch. You bitch.
The scarecrow
be
is the
Toto
closest
than
getting
a
close.
cowardly lion, all right? I mean, Edgar would. Edgar would rather be Toto than the cowardly lion.
I'm just kidding. I would say John would be the cowardly lion beginning.
Oh yeah,
but then but then he transforms to then he transforms to Toto. No,
actually, John pre character development, he would be the cowardly lion. But then afterwards,
oh for sure,
yeah. But then after a while, he would evolve to something else that they don't have available in Wizard of Oz.
a flying monkey.
he becomes Oz, motherfucker.
Because I eat children.
Well, you know that's crazy about Wizard of Oz is like Toto doesn't really survive the trip back. It's a different dog. So Toto, it's like, well, only humans can go back home. I don't see slippers on your dog.
Actually,
and so Toto actually dies along the transit.
yeah, no, and they had to actually switch the dog.
Goes back with the pimple.
Matthew, they had to switch the dog
Dorothy's
pre-production.
Like, Toto, you're a lot beefer than I've imagined, but I kind of forget because I had amnesia after that whirlwind.
That was the original script to John Wick.
Yeah,
No, actually,
like,
and you know,
Wizard of Oz 2 is wild, bro.
This is a true story. Actually, this is actually true. If you guys want to know fun facts about the Wizard of Oz cast, they actually had to replace Toto halfway through with a different dog because the midgets fucking devoured the previous one. They called it a hot dog.
God,
they had to replace Toto with an actual midget.
They were like,
halfway through the movie.
Where the fuck is the dog? Like, get away from my dog.
Toto was actually played by an actual midget. He barely fit. He was a contortionist. He fit in the costume, but it was really hard.
No, dude, no. Actually, that was the best acting in that movie, to be honest. Because everybody was crazy rules opposite of their actual characteristics. Like Toto was played actually by a Chihuahua.
Dorothy was a virgin.
Toto was played by a Chihuahua. You would never be able to tell. And no, that dog wasn't a virgin. It acted like a virgin, but
a scared Chihuahua the whole time when
Dorothy, no,
there was a
Dorothy, I'm pretty sure
midget that
it's
fucked
Liza
that dog
Minnelli's daughter
on a
isn't it?
stool, Matthew.
Wasn't Dorothy Eliza Minnelli's daughter? I'm pretty sure, right? Or someone.
I know if Liza Thornberry was there, she'd be able to talk to the dog and the midgets because they're not real people. They're animals. Now I can talk to midgets, which is really cool, but totally secret.
Judy Garland. Yeah, that was the that was.
Oh yeah, she was the great ancestor of Garfield. He hates Mondays.
Oh, Ethel. Who was?
Ethel's such an old lady name. Don't even say that name again.
It's Ethel Witch.
Ethel
So
Gum.
come back and haunt your ass.
Was
and
her
then they're
mom?
No,
Ethel.
so
Oh shit! Her kid.
Yeah, I forgot. Like
so experts on the subject, they said that humans tend to see similarities
Liza Minnelli.
more.
Liza Minnelli was
Minnelli.
her Judy Garland's daughter.
Nice.
Damn. What?
Anyway, go on. Yeah. Crazy. I know you think the kid would. You think Liza would be part straw, but she wasn't. She did hump a couple scarecrows on set. Okay, let's continue.
No, I was just gonna say that the experts' thoughts on it said that humans tend to see similarities in more than not cases like this. This is called apophenia, the tendency to perceive a connection or meaningful pattern between unrelated or random things, or better known as confirmed bias. This means that we tend to focus on and remember patterns with this disorder and disregard with any occurrence that does not fit. It's like when people dream of a friend that they haven't seen in years, and the next day they run into them, just on the streets, and they say it may sound like a cosmic occurrence, but people never consider all the times that they dreamed of someone, but then they run into them the next day.
They're just embarrassed because most of the time it's sexualized.
They're just basically finding patterns where patterns aren't.
Well, that's
there,
the thing is, it's
that's
like
also been attributed to deja vu. Also, that phenomenon you're talking about.
If I drew a square, and I took away one of the lines, and I just showed you the picture really fast, and then you would remember it as a square because your mind would draw the rest of the. It would draw
on
the
what
rest
line
itself.
you take away.
The left one,
the square,
dude. If I seen a square and I was listening to a fucking song, I would fucking.
I see a square and he's in my top right corner called Joseph. What did everybody think about this?
I thought it was fucking suck.
I enjoyed it.
But yeah, no, I
like this album just on its own, and when I was watching it, I was seeing little things, and I fucking got stoned, relaxed, put in some good fucking headphones, just kept having to remind myself that I gotta watch the movie because I kept just fucking getting into the music.
Mike, that's actually the perfect mind state to have for this, because I think it's a good sit down and watch if you're like, you get stoned or even just relax, maybe get a little fucking intoxicated anyway, and just enjoy and watch it. Like, it's not. I don't think it's premeditated. I think it's one of those happy little accidents that fucking happen, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
But it's a beautiful fucking process. If you have the time to just sit there, you're just trying to whatever. And the Pink Floyd album is not fucking terrible. Like, it's not like bad. I'm that was rude to say it that way. It's not bad. I expected more lyrics in it when I listened to it. And I'm really strong on lyrics, but the music behind it, like, you could probably put it to a lot of things, and it's really fucking great.
Yeah. I said it earlier. If someone likes Pink Floyd and they want to watch something, especially Stone, that has good visuals and honestly, good music, just watch Pink Floyd.
If you want a sequel, because I heard that this actually originated from people listening to this album to Sound of Music or whatever the fuck it is.
Correct. The drummer said that.
Yeah, the drummer said listen to The Sound of Music or something.
I love this.
Yeah, so it's like that's probably a good one too. But actually, it'd be a good listen if you want to do that. But I don't think it was intentional. Yeah, I think it's a cool concept, a beautiful concept.
Like I said, I think it was the guy trying over and over again. I swear, guys, just hear me out. I'm gonna figure out how this correlates to the movie. I just gotta get it on the right lion roar.
What What about with you, Matthew? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think it's also a happy accident. I'm pretty drunk right now. But I think it's something
right
as just coincidental kind of thing. Yeah, it's awesome. They're both cool.
Awesome possum.
Yeah, awesome possum.
My thoughts on the matter is like whether or not
my opinion. Sorry.
Whether or not Pink Floyd did it on purpose or not, the similarities are pretty uncanny. And as you all heard from my quick little analysis that I was reading to you, there are a lot of coincidences, and it's hard to think that it happened by chance. So to say that it was planned, and if it was planned, it wouldn't be that hard to keep it to keep it a secret between your bandmates, you know. But on the same note, why the fuck would you? You know, like why keep it a secret if that's something you want to do?
Keep a secret?
So I
just military fucking.
I mean,
boy, like this is a different topic than most of our topics, where it's like, oh, they're keeping it a secret. It's like, yeah, because they're trying to stop other people from whatever. It's like, but why would you keep a secret of planning a concept album to Wizard of Oz? That's the dumbest thing to keep.
But also the same idea, the mystery too, that might be behind it as well. Like, oh yeah, could it be? Could it not be? You know, boost up.
I feel like they get more views
and album sales. You know,
we're talking, especially nowadays, we're talking about a generation that watches fucking 10-second videos of dumb shit all day long.
Short form video.
Yeah.
Fucking Primus, another like very another like proggy band. They did the music. They did an album of the music from Willy Wonka that you compare to the movie.
And that sounds dope as fuck. I would enjoy a concept album like that. Willy Wonka fucking it goes hard.
Yeah, it's interesting. It really is.
I will watch anything with Gene Wilder because that man was amazing.